Today we have a story time of this Minecraft kid who thinks the Wither is actually real and out to get him. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. So sit back, relax, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's get right into it. So if you also want to send in a subscriber story, you can do so either to my Instagram or the Discord server. Both links are in the description. But the subscriber who sent in today's story, we're going to call him James. And as always, I get these names from the comment section, so leave a comment of a name you'd like me to use. It doesn't really matter. It can be your name, your mom's. I don't care. Anyways, right? So James, this happened to him back when he was in 2nd grade. James is, I think, in like 6th grade now or 7th grade or something. He's significantly older at this time. But this was back in the day when like Minecraft was all the rage. And I don't mean like the second wave, like more recently, like 2019. I mean like the 2014, 15, 16 kind of era of Minecraft. That was a beautiful period to enjoy Minecraft, in my opinion. But anyways, right, so at this point, James and his friends had just been discovering Minecraft. And we're going to call one of James's friends Minecraft Kid. And by the way, all these Minecraft Kid stories, they're not the same kid. I just call individuals Minecraft Kids. You got to understand that. Anyways, right, so one day James and his friends discover Minecraft, and it was like a huge new discovery to them. They all got super into it, but especially this one kid who we're calling the Minecraft Kid. He probably got the most into it out of all of them. So, you know, at least when I first discovered Minecraft, it was the coolest thing ever. Everything was interesting. You load into a world and you build a dirt hut. That is so like exhilarating. And now it's like run of the mill, whatever. But you know, they were exploring it, they were learning about things, and they didn't really have a ton of access to the internet at that time, as their parents obviously limited them. And the fact that they were even able to get Minecraft in the first place was pretty impressive for them. Like, they were surprised their parents budged that much. But yeah, so they were all able to install Minecraft, and they couldn't go on any multiplayer servers, and they didn't even know how to do that. That was way too technical for them. But they just went on one day and they were like building like a hut or whatever, like a dirt hut. They couldn't even really play together because they couldn't make a multiplayer server. They couldn't join like multiplayer or anything. But they were just all on their own worlds, building stuff and creating stuff. And, you know, on the first day of them doing that, they would build like their first dirt hut, and they'd come to school the next day, and James would be like, "Guys, I found iron." They'd be like, "What?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, I broke with a wooden pickaxe and it gave nothing." And they're like, "Dude, I think you won, bro. I think you beat the Minecraft." Basically, bro. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of that, because honestly, that was probably the best era. Legitimately, that was the best era when everything was cool. But anyways, right, so they progress on throughout the game, and, you know, but one day, James and his friends have been playing Minecraft for like a couple weeks at this point, and one day James and his friends are hanging out at recess or whatever, or they're chilling during a free period. I don't think you had free periods in 2nd grade. I'm pretty sure you had recess, but I don't know. It wasn't specified in the story that was sent to me. So anyways, right, they're chilling, and James and his friends are there, and then the Minecraft Kid runs up to them frantically and is like panting. Is like, guys, I need to talk to you. And they're all just like, "Oh my God, dude, what's going on? Like, is everything okay? Are you good? Like, is someone like about to attack us? Is there a scary man in a white van trying to like get us all? Or like, what's the deal here, bro?" And he looks at them, he's like, guys, I was playing Minecraft and I got access to the internet." And they're all like, because at this point, right, they don't really have access to the internet. He's like, I figured it out. I just had to go on quickly before my parents realized I was using the internet. Dude, to be fair, my mom didn't let me use the internet for a long time, and that is probably for the better. And I was reading this message place, this message board, and they were talking about this creature called the Wither, and they say if you make it in Minecraft, it'll come for you in real life. And bro, look, they were in 2nd grade, so James and his friends were like, "Is this true?" Like, only in 2nd grade would you not just flat out say, "Bro, it's a video game." You'd actually sit there, contemplate, and be like, "Is this legitimate? If I create this thing in Minecraft, will it spawn in the real life and come after me?" Like, only in 2nd grade, bro, would this ever happen. Which, like, I'm not even trying to, like, make fun of these kids, bro, because I was literally them. And to be fair, that was a great period in my life. But at this point, right, James and all of his friends kind of just take him at face value. And I know it sounds absurd, but like, bro, it's 2nd grade, it is what it is. But at this point, right, the Minecraft Kid, James, and all of his friends are standing there at recess, starting to freak out because they're like, "Dude, what if what if the wither comes for us? And then James like, guys, hold on. Like, you're fine, we're fine. As long as one of us doesn't make the wither in Minecraft, there is not a chance that it will come after us. And even if we do, I am 90, 80, 50% certain that it won't actually happen. They're like, are you sure? It was on the internet. It has to be true. As you shall learn, not everything that's on the internet is real. But anyways, right, so they all went back home, and they were, after school, of course, and, they were kind of feeling okay, like they weren't feeling that worried. They were feeling as if they were safe, because none of them were going to go back and make the wither in Minecraft. They just weren't going to do it. They didn't even know how to do it. And over the next couple days, they eventually learn about the nether, and they build a nether portal, and some of them go in, and they find all these new things, and it's pretty cool, right? They're exploring Minecraft. They learned about the nether. And then several weeks later, they're just chilling at school, and it's James, the Minecraft kid, who was initially really worried about this and brought the whole suspicion to them. Some of the other friends as well, they were just hanging out. I think they were on the swings or something. They were talking about I just got my first Minecraft dog yesterday. It helps protect me against enemies, and it's also just a nice pet to have around. They were talking about maybe I've heard of name tags you can find in chests or whatever. And then one of the friends, we're gonna call him Ben, because I only need to give him a name once, right? Ben walks up towards them with this look of guilt and also terror, and they're just dude, what is wrong? Because something is definitely up. And Ben just looks at them with this guilty expression, this look of I'm so sorry. And he just turns to them, he's like, guys, I've done something really bad. And they're all they start to get really nervous. They're like, no shot, he did it. No shot, he did it. He's like, guys, I was exploring the nether. I was grinding for hours on the weekends, and I got a bunch of wither skeleton skulls, and they're start to panic because they learn from talking to some of the older kids at the school how to actually make a wither skeleton or a wither. And they're like, no, dude, don't tell me. He's like, I had to see if it was true. And the second I put the last head on, it started to shake and color and glow, and it started to go up, and I just turned off my Minecraft game. I haven't been on since, but guys, I'm so sorry, but it's definitely coming for us now. And at this point, right, Ben, the Minecraft kid, James, and all the other guys are just panicking. They're freaking out. Real quick, comment wither down below or comment the wither. You can do either of them. I'm going to search the comments by the term wither, and we'll be hearting as many of those as possible. So if you want to farm some hearts, maybe even get top commenter on the channel, make sure you comment wither down below and leave a like if you haven't. If you want to claim your free nothing, man, that's a pretty good deal. Anyways, right, so at this point, James, Ben, the Minecraft kid, and all of their friends are terrified. So the bell rings, and they have to go back to class. And they can't pay attention at all, because in their mind, they think that at any moment, they'll hear down the hallways, the whooshing sound of, the wither when it spawns, or they'll see, wither skeleton skulls fly. At this point, right, they read a myth online, and they believed it to be true. And they have no idea how it's going to happen. But that almost makes it scarier, because that means that the wither could strike at any time and at any place. So James decides to take matters into his own hands, and James is one of the guys that he went up and actually talked to one of the older kids who did play Minecraft, and by older I mean 4th or 5th grade. And James decided that he was going to go talk to the kid and really figure out how to defend himself from the wither attack. And James explains the situation to this kid who's in 5th grade. And obviously this kid who's in 5th grade is just in his head, he's like, this kid actually thinks the wither is real and actually gonna come out, almost like the myth of Herobrine. The Herobrine was actually gonna come and attack him if he made it in Minecraft. And he's like, this kid actually believes that the wither is gonna attack him in real life. And the kid is just thinking to himself, because James is explaining the predicament and explaining man, what do I do? So right, this kid in 5th grade, because he could have easily said, bro, that's not true, it's a myth that you read on the internet, why would that even be true? But the kid decides to mess with him just a little bit more. And the 5th grader is like, bro, you did what? Oh my god, that's the first thing they teach you in Minecraft school. And he's like, you guys went to Minecraft school? And he's like, yeah, I totally did. It's totally real. And at this point, James is like, oh my god. And the older kid's like, bro, Okay, there is a way to fix it. Just hear me out on this. And the older kid goes on to explain / make up on the spot that basically what needs to happen is Ben, the kid who spawned the Wither, right? He has to return to the world where he made the Wither in, and he has to fight it. And if he wins, then the curse is gone. But if he dies in Minecraft, they're all gonna die in real life. And at this point, right, James is like, bro, that's so much pressure, man. And the older kid's like, hey, you should have taken these precautions before spawning a Wither. So James runs back, tells his friends the unfortunate news, and they decide that night they're gonna like gear up and go to his friend's house. It was a Friday anyways, so like, you know, they just quickly explained that they wanted an impromptu sleepover. And yeah, James's mom was like, all right, well, I wish you guys gave me a little bit more heads up, but I was talking with the other moms and they think it's okay and we'll be hosting. So James, you know, tells the other friends, all right, bring your computers. We're going to do this. We're going to get him suited up, and we're going to fight the Wither, and we'll be free from this curse. And so, yeah, anyways, right, James and Ben and the Minecraft kid and all of the other, you know, friends, you know, they all go over to James's house, and, you know, they get set up, and, you know, they're preparing to open, like, the computer of, you know, Ben. And Ben's like, guys, I don't think I'm totally stacked. I don't know if I can do this. And they're like, dude, what do you have? He's like, I have an iron sword and iron armor. And they're like, oh my God, like, that's not enough to defeat the Wither. And they're like, but you have to do it. And, you know, at this point, Ben is like, all right, guys, this is it. I'm doing it. He opens up his laptop. You know, he fires up the Minecraft world. It's loading, and they're all panicking. And when it opens up, right, the Wither is about to explode, because if you don't know, the Wither is like a boss in Minecraft that, like, when it starts, actually, like, begins, there's, like, an explosion. And Ben is far enough away from the radius of the explosion that he doesn't take that much damage. But, like, boom, the Wither starts firing Wither skulls all around the place, blowing up nearby mobs and structures. And Ben is just like, oh my God, and just turns around and runs away. However, he's hit by one of the Wither skeleton skulls that has the Wither effect that is like still slowly taking damage away from Ben. And Ben's like, ah, the whole time. He's just running away, taking damage, being shot out, being blown apart by this Wither. And everyone's like, Ben, turn around, fight it, fight it, fight it. So eventually, right, Ben does turn around. He's on like 3 hearts left. And they're like, actually, no, run, run, run. And Ben's like, what do you want me to do? And then the Wither hits him. He's taking Wither damage. He's on half a heart. And then boom, he dies. And they're all just completely silent at this point. Because in their minds, that's a death sentence. They're all about to be executed by the Wither at any second. So what happens is when this happens, no one says anything. And then they all run down the stairs screaming. And at this point, James's mom is like, what is going on? And James's mom is obviously pretty concerned at this point because all the kids come down screaming and like crying, and she's like, guys, what happened? And they're all like blabbering on like, we lost in a video game, now we're all gonna die because the Wither's gonna come out. And she's like, one at a time, calm down, please. And James is like, Mom, we're all gonna die. And she's like, bro, what are you talking about? Because she started to get a little concerned. And he's like, okay. And he basically explains that they're playing Minecraft and that they looked online and it said if they made this mob in Minecraft that it was gonna come after them. And the only way to defeat it, according to the older kid at school, was that if they were able to defeat it in Minecraft, and that Ben sucks at Minecraft, so he died to it, and now they're all gonna perish in real life. And James's mom is looking at them like, guys, that's not real. And they're like, but the internet said so. And then the older kid, he's like, yeah, the internet's full of lies and the older kid was messing with you. And they all stop like crying for a second. They're like, what? Subscribe if you haven't already, and now go watch another video. There's some on screen, some that recommended. Go watch one. I'll be very happy. We have a story time of a Minecraft kid who actually thought that creepers were real and embarrasses himself in front of everyone in his class during a trip to the dinosaur museum. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Sit back, relax, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's get right into it. The subscriber sent in today's story. We're going to call her Jade, and I got that name from the comment section. So if you want me to use your name, your friend's name, or really any name you want, leave it in a comment down below, and I'll do my best to try and use as many of those names as possible. Anyways, right, so this story happened to Jade when she was in 2nd grade, and she's a bit older now, so this was a little while back. But back when Jade was in 2nd grade, you know, her class was doing this unit on dinosaurs and kind of dinosaurs, prehistoric era, everything like around that, fossils, all that good stuff. And they've been studying it for a while, and kind of the big thing for any second grader at that school, and it was kind of known that like for the second grade, their big thing that they would do is they would spend like about a month covering dinosaurs and the kind of the prehistoric age, and then at the end of their long kind of study, whatever, and I mean it's second grade, it's only so rigorous, but like at the end of the day, right, they spend a lot of time learning about dinosaurs, and kind of the big payoff for this big kind of month-long study is that they take like a full day long trip to a really big dinosaur museum that's somewhat near them. It's still like 45-minute bus ride away, but it's a pretty fun day, and it's kind of known for everyone in the school as like the big fun day that all the second graders have. And at this point, right, it's about a week away, and Jade's getting pretty excited because it's a pretty big deal. And I'm going to introduce another character into this story. He is the Minecraft kid. There's nothing more I need to say besides he's in Jade's class, and things get very interesting very quickly. And anyways, right, a week passes and it's finally the day. It's the big day. They all kind of like get there kind of early that morning. Their school normally starts around 8, but for that day, they're asked to get there at 7, which a lot of the parents are a little, they wake up, drive up their kids, and they're all kind of cranky because they have to get up at 7 in the morning, which is a little inhumane. I'll be real. They don't have to get up at 7 in the morning. They have to get up at like 6 to drive their kids there at 7. But all the kids, when they get there, are like kind of like all wide-eyed and excited because, hey, man, it's the big day. It's the Dinosaur Museum Day. And so anyways, right, Jade, she goes in, and Jade has kind of a friend group of 2 other people, so it's kind of like a 3-person friend group, and they all walk onto the bus at the same time. And the thing is, right, the bus seats are by 2s, so they realize that, all right, so one of us is going to have to sit next to, like, the other 2. And, they make it to about the middle row, and all the other seats behind them are filled, and they decide, you know what, let's just sit on this row. So the row has, like, 2 different sides, and the 2 of Jade's other friends take the 2 seats on the other side. So Jade is going to take the aisle seat on the other side of the bus, right? And there's a kid sitting in the window seat, and this kid happens to be, you guessed it, the Minecraft kid. Anyways, right, they sit down, and Jade's 2 friends kind of space off / go to sleep because they're still a little bit tired. As excited they are, they're kind of tired, and the thing is still like 30, 45 minutes away. So they kind of go to sleep, but Jade is kind of awake. She still has enough adrenaline in her to keep her up, and she's kind of excited to go to the dinosaur museum. So she turns to the person next to her, which is the Minecraft kid, who, she doesn't know that well, but, they're friendly enough because they are in the same class. And she kind of just says something to Minecraft kid along the lines of, hey, like, are you excited? The Minecraft kid said, yeah, this is a pretty big deal. I'm really hyped. I've, been thinking about it all night. I couldn't even really fall asleep that well last night. And she was like, yeah, honestly, same. This is going to be a really, like, exciting and fun day. And the Minecraft kid says, I'm so excited to go see, like, to try and find my favorite dinosaur of that period. And, the Jade is like, oh, that's really cool. And the Minecraft kid said, oh, before I tell you mine, what's yours? And I don't know, Jade says something, I don't know, pterodactyl or something. And then Jade's like, oh, what's your favorite Minecraft? What's your favorite Minecraft? No, we're getting to that in a second. What's your favorite dinosaur of the time period? And the Minecraft kid said, oh, I'm a big fan of the creeper. And she's like, oh, I haven't heard of that one. And the thing is, like, Jade had no idea what Minecraft was at this time, and it's only in, like, retrospective, looking back on this event, that she thought it was so funny what actually happened. But yeah, the Minecraft kid said, oh, yeah, it's like a green, it's a little small, it's, like, on all 4s. And he doesn't say the part about how it explodes, right? He decides to leave that detail out, and Jade's like, oh, that's really cool. I don't remember us having a unit on it, but I must have just, like, not paid attention. We covered a lot of material. And yeah, the Minecraft kid's like, yeah, I really hope I'll find an exhibit, and if not, I'll ask around. And so anyways, right, they eventually get there, and they start, like, single file off the bus. So the teacher basically calls them all together, and they kind of get all huddled up in a group, and the teacher says, hey guys, like, we're going to be walking around. Us teachers will be kind of walking around to make sure you guys don't get in trouble. But you more or less have free reign of whatever you want to do today. Go ahead, explore any exhibits you want to. Go try out anything. You must stay within the dinosaur museum itself. You can't leave it. Stay on the first 3 levels. If you have any problems, like, just come to the front desk, which is right over here, and points to where the front desk is on the first floor, and says, and they'll be able to contact us as we've given them our numbers and the school's number. So yeah, anyways, guys, that's all we really wanted to say. Go off and have some fun. And the teacher says, oh wait, one more thing. At 12, we'll be having lunch, so please return to the first floor for that. And then afterwards, for about 30 minutes, we're going to have a guided tour. And then for the next hour after that, you're free to go about and, like, look at whatever sculptures like dinosaur footprints or museum, whatever you want to look at, feel free to do that afterwards. So anyways, right, Jade and her friends, they go off and they start looking around. And they're going around and they're looking at all the things that they learned and they're recognizing, and they go up and they see like real life dinosaur footprints, and then they walk around this kind of recreation of like the prehistoric era. So there's these like fake bushes and a big fake dinosaur statue, and it's actually pretty cool. And eventually they meet up with the Minecraft kid, who seems to be like frantically looking around. Okay, maybe not frantically, but is intensely kind of like pacing around trying to find something. And they kind of look at him, and Jade is like, hey, is everything okay? He's like, I can't find the creeper. Like, I can't find anything about the creeper. I've been looking for sculptures. I've been looking for any kind of information. I just can't seem to find anything. At this point, right, Jade had no idea that this was, in fact, not a dinosaur, but instead was a Minecraft character that the Minecraft kid assumed was real. And since there aren't any creepers around today, he assumed that since, spiders in Minecraft are real, skeletons are technically real, the creeper must have been real too and just, went extinct. So he was really looking forward to finding, the creeper exhibit at this dinosaur museum. And he keeps looking around, and Jade's like, hey man, maybe ask someone at the front desk. So eventually, right, lunch came around, and Jade and her friends, went down to the first floor, and they got all together, and the teacher said, hey, there's a lunch, you can stand in line for it, and then go sit down at the table. So they go in line, they get their lunch, and then they sit down at the table. The Minecraft kid, after like 10 minutes, he gets there kind of late, because apparently he's busy trying to find the creeper, exhibit part of the museum, and the teacher's like, Jade is too far away to audibly hear what the teacher says, but the teacher's like, hey, the teacher looked a little upset that the Minecraft kid was so late, and then the teacher points to the food and then points to the tables, and the Minecraft kid gets some food and then sits down at the table, and Jade's like, oh, were you successful in finding the creeper exhibit? Remember, at this point, Jade has no idea what Minecraft is. So she legitimately thinks like the creeper is some more kind of, I don't know, niche, obscure dinosaur from back in the day, and she just is like, oh, did you find the exhibit for your favorite dinosaur? Because she was able to find an exhibit with her favorite dinosaur, so she just honestly felt bad. The Minecraft kid so far has been able to say that creepers are dinosaurs to, Jade, because she doesn't know any better, but the Minecraft kid is about to ask the tour guide and be like really persistent about it in front of literally everyone, and it's pretty funny, but I don't want to interrupt the flow of the video, so I'm going to do the little comment thing now. Comment Ben. I'll heart your comment if you do it. And also, feel free to comment Ben multiple times. Like, you can go down and comment it like 5 different times. I guess there's a more decent shot I'll actually see your comment and heart it. Either way, if you don't get a heart, don't feel bad. I'm going to heart as many as I possibly can, just to say thank you guys so much for watching. And also, if you haven't already done so, join the Discord, link in the description. You can submit stories there and also talk to me occasionally. Anyways, right, back to the story. So lunch is over, and now it's the mandatory 30-minute tour guide. And so the tour guide's like, all right, guys, so we're going to go around and check out all the exhibits and just go over things. And if you guys ever have any questions, just let me know. And before he's even able to finish that sentence, bro, the Minecraft kid, his hand shoots up, and the tour guide's like, yeah, what's up? And the Minecraft kid said, when are we going to see the creeper exhibit? And everyone kind of just looks at him. And the thing is, right, while Jade didn't know what a creeper was, most of the guys and a lot of the girls in his class actually did know what a creeper was. Even if they didn't play Minecraft that much, they were at least aware. And some people started to laugh. And the Minecraft kid looks at him kind of with this look of why are you laughing at me? I simply asked the question, where's the creeper exhibit? Which as if no one's gonna laugh at that a little bit, but whatever, right? And the tour guide, Jade had no idea what a creeper was, so kind of gave him this look of what are you talking about? And he's like, I don't understand what you mean. And he was like, well, I'm just wondering when, because we're seeing the pterodactyl, we're seeing dinosaur footprints, when are we gonna see the creeper exhibit? And once again, the tour guide kind of just looks at him, and the Minecraft kid kind of gives him this look. He's like, oh, this museum sucks. It doesn't even have a creeper exhibit. At this point, right, the teacher's like, Minecraft kid, obviously says his name. We'll just give him a name, right? We'll just call him Minecraft kid. The teacher was like, Minecraft kid, don't say that. And for some reason, right, the Minecraft kid must have been super excited to see the creeper exhibit at the dinosaur museum and was just really upset and disappointed that they didn't have one, that he kind of went on this tirade and he kind of stuck with it. And he was like, Well, what do you mean stop? I mean, this is a museum, right? This is supposed to be the biggest, the greatest dinosaur museum of all time, and they don't even have a creeper exhibit. This place sucks. And at this point, it's like super, super awkward because the tour guide's just kind of standing there like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. Everyone in the class is kind of looking at him like he's crazy because they know what a creeper is, bro. They know what a creeper is, and they also don't. You know what else they know? They know that a creeper isn't real. The Minecraft kid looks at the tour guide straight on and is like, how could you work at such a fraudulent facility? This place is disgraceful. I bet the dinosaurs would be ashamed if they knew that you were doing this, which is just kind of funny, but hey man, it's a second grader. They're bound to say stuff like that. And at this point, right, the teacher's like super embarrassed. And the teacher goes up and like looks at the Minecraft kid and is like, stop. I don't know what you're doing, but stop it. And, you know, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about this. And at this point, right, another kid in the class speaks up and he looks directly at the Minecraft kid and he's like, dude, what are you talking about? You know that creepers are fictional, right? And the Minecraft kid's like, does fictional mean like prehistoric era only? And then the kid's like, no, dude, fictional means fake. Like they're not real. And the Minecraft kid's like, That's ridiculous, man. Spiders are real. Skeletons are real. Why wouldn't creepers be real? They're probably just extinct. You don't know what you're talking about. And at this point, right, the teacher looks at the other kid and is like, well, what do you mean fake? Is it from a video game? It looks at the Minecraft kid and is like, are you making a scene about a video game? At this point, right, Jade is starting to put two and two together that no, creepers are not actually real, as everyone has no idea what they are. And in fact, probably from a video game, and yes, they are. At this point, right, the Minecraft kid is starting to realize that his logic of, if I don't see them now, they must be prehistoric and extinct, maybe doesn't hold up, because he's like, oh yeah, the Ender Dragon probably isn't real, and the Wither probably isn't real. And he's like, uh-oh. And he just realizes, right, that he just made a huge scene, called the tour guide like a fraud and a phony just because his museum didn't have a creeper exhibit. And the Minecraft kid looks right up at the teacher who's just eyeing him like, dude, you've kind of messed this up. You've embarrassed us all. And all of a sudden, right, the Minecraft kid feels this like hand on the collar of his shirt, and he looks up, and the teacher has grabbed his shirt and starts pulling him away. And Jade is watching the whole thing happen, and the Minecraft kid basically gets pulled away from making a scene, and the tour guide is like, all right, well, let's continue on. So our first exhibit, ... whatever goes on to explain it. And essentially, right, the Minecraft kid got told that he's got to sit down because of like the big scene he made, and that he's not grounded. I don't know what to say. He's not like in suspension or anything, but he basically has to sit there at lunch for the rest of the duration of the field trip because he made a scene over Minecraft creepers not being in a dinosaur museum, which is, if you're going to make a scene, man, at least have it be something real. And for like the rest of that school year, whenever the teacher would be like, all right, now we're going to learn about whatever, and she'd be like, any questions? Some like kid in the class would always raise their hand and be like, yo, when are we going to learn about the creepers? And then everyone would like start laughing. So unfortunately, right, the Minecraft kid kind of became the laughing stock for the rest of second grade, but he learned a pretty valuable lesson, and that is creepers are not real. I kind of feel like you wouldn't have to learn that lesson, but apparently you do. Subscribe if you haven't already. Now go watch another video. There's some on screen, some that are recommended. Go watch one. I'll be very happy by. Today we got a story time of a Minecraft kid who actually thought the back rooms were real and had a complete freak out at the sleepover, and it was quite hilarious. So yeah, sit back, relax, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's get right into it. I got today's story from a subscriber who we're going to call John, and I got the name John from the comment section down below. So as always, if you want me to use your name or your friend's name or really any name you want, literally just leave it in a comment down below. I look through the comments all the time to find a name to use in a video. So yeah, go ahead and do that. And anyways, right, so John, the subscriber, he told me this story that happened kind of recently. So if you don't know, recently there was like a viral video about the back rooms that went out. It was actually kind of like a mini series done by someone who did a really, really great job. I'm pretty sure I'll leave a link in the description, or at least some information in the description, so you can go watch that video if you'd like. But anyways, right, that video was so good that it actually convinced a lot of people that the back rooms were actually real. In fact, I did a video a couple days ago about another subscriber who sent in a story that the back rooms video actually made one of his friends believe it, and I guess he's not alone alone, because today we have a story from the subscriber about how his friend saw that video, believed the backrooms were real, and had a complete freak out at his sleepover. But anyways, right, so this happened to John, the subscriber. And one day, right, he was just like, chilling with his friends, having a pretty good time. And, we're just going to call this friend the Minecraft kid, because he was just known for, he was like known as like the Bed Wars sweat in the class or whatever. So for that reason, we're just going to call him the Minecraft kid, right? So anyways, right, John, the Minecraft kid, and a couple other of their boys, right, they're going to have a good time. They're excited. They're friends. Life is good. And they want to have a sleepover, right? So yeah, they talk to their parents, and sure enough, that weekend they can have a sleepover. Life is good, man. Things are good. Well, life was good until a couple days before the sleepover. Let's just call it like Wednesday or something. The Minecraft kid discovers the videos in the back rooms. And real quick, for some of you guys who don't know, the back rooms are kind of like an internet legend where you can essentially, like, if you're not careful, you can no-clip, which is a video game term, but basically you can phase out of reality into these endless rooms that are very similar to a kind of a dank, musty 1980s office that just keeps going on and on and on and repeating itself. And that was kind of an internet legend that happened a little while ago, but more recently there was a video that someone made that was like kind of a live, not a live action, but it was like a film project that was really well done. And I suggest everyone watch it. But the thing is, a lot of people watched it, and on the younger side, a lot of people were like, wow, this is actually really believable. And the Minecraft kid was one of those kids. So the Minecraft kid ends up watching this video, and the next day he comes into school. And, the subscriber, John, is just kind of chilling there, having a good time, excited for the sleepover that's happening that weekend. And what happens, right, is, his friend comes up to him, the Minecraft kid comes up to him, and John is looking at him, the Minecraft kid's, his eyes are, like, wide, and the Minecraft kid's like, oh, man, I'm so worried. By the way, if you like story videos, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. Anyways, right, so, he comes up to John. He's like, John, oh my God, oh my God. And John just kind of looks at the Minecraft kid like, bro, what is up? Are you good, man? Is everything okay? You're looking really sweaty. Are things okay? And the Minecraft kid's like, John, do you know about the back rooms? And John looks at him, he's like, yeah, the internet legend. He's like, no, John, you don't understand, man. These things are real. And John looks at him like, bro, what are you talking about, man? It's like a meme or like an internet legend. It's one of those creepypastas, man. Don't tell me you're going to say that every other creepypasta that's ever existed is now real. Oh yeah, Sonic.exe, that's real. Jeff the Killer, yeah, that's real, man. Yeah, anything that's on the internet is real, because lesson 1 of the internet is anything you see is legit. But, John can't convince the Minecraft kid that what he saw wasn't reality, and the Minecraft kid was convinced that, he was like, John, I'm sorry that you're so naive right now, but, it's dangerous, and I will convert you, you will see the truth. And that was kind of a weird cultish kind of thing to say, but whatever, right? He's like, John, you will see the truth. Trust me, I will show you the truth. I will show you the way. And, John's just like, all right, bro, whatever. Part of, John was thinking that this whole thing was kind of an elaborate troll by the Minecraft kid. But then again, they were, they are, because not were, this happened recently, they are, in 5th grade. And, John's, not, he's a 5th grader, but he's still mature enough to know that, internet memes or internet creepypasta, they're not real, man. It's just not true. They're just not real. But the thing is, right, his friend had a bit more of a, let's just call it an active imagination, to put it lightly. And he has kind of done nothing to this extreme before, but it wouldn't have been completely unbelievable, to John at least, that his friend, the Minecraft kid, would have believed this to be true. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, right, so, John doesn't really think anything more of this, and sure enough, the sleepover comes, and, he completely forgets about this encounter until a little bit later, as you guys will see. But anyways, it's the day of the sleepover, so, everyone's coming over to John's house, and everything is totally normal at first. Everything is normal. There's nothing weird. The Minecraft kid is just acting normal, or as normal as the Minecraft kid had ever acted before. And, John really thought nothing of it. And this kind of seemed like there was going to be no story until later that night. So anyways, right, it's whatever. They stay up for a decent amount of time, and, John's mother comes up and says, hey, guys, like, glad you're having fun, but it's probably time for you guys to go to bed. Like, it's getting pretty late. Like, alrighty now. Like, let's just, let's wrap things up here. And they're like, okay, whatever, right? Fair enough. It's like 11 or something, and we're in 5th grade. We go to bed early, whatever. And so, yeah, they're brushing their teeth. They're getting ready. And John is just brushing his teeth when he looks over and sees the Minecraft kid in his room staring at something. And it's just very, very strange. And he doesn't know why he feels so weird about it. But in retrospect, he was 100% on the money. Minecraft kid was up to some nonsense, bro. Real quick, right, so the secret word of the day is backrooms. So comment backrooms, BACKROOMS, 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 times. If you're super cool, you'll comment it 5 times. So I'm going to go through and heart a bunch of random people who comment. I can't heart them all at this point. I just have a lot of things going on and also a lot of comments, which I appreciate. But if you want to, up your odds of getting, a heart, just comment it more times. Don't do it more than 5 times, though. I don't want YouTube to, remove your comments or whatever, or ban you from commenting. But I think 5 is a pretty decent number, so comment backrooms in the comments. And anyways, right, so the subscriber John, he doesn't know why he feels so weird about the Minecraft kid kind of staring at something, but in retrospect, it all makes a ton of sense. And John, the subscriber, was 100% on point that something weird was brewing. But anyways, right, so, they brush their teeth, and the Minecraft kid eventually comes into the room and is, like, kind of very quiet for some reason. He's just like weird, and it's John, the subscriber. He just doesn't know why the Minecraft kid is acting so weird and strange, but he really doesn't really think anything of it at the time. He just notices it, kind of makes like a mental note of it, but doesn't think anything of it at the time. In retrospect, makes a ton of sense. And the Minecraft kid, he's just acting weird, and he doesn't, John is like, all right, guys, so let's go to bed. And John gets into his bed. And the Minecraft kid and the 2 other guys that are with them, they brought sleeping bags and they plop them on the floor. John turns off the lights, and he expects that the next time that he opens his eyes will be, it's 7 in the morning or 9 in the morning or whatever, and to go down and eat some breakfast. But that is not the case, because, he's middle of a dream. John's sitting there just like, enjoying his sleep, and he's like shaking, and he feels like he's moving back and forth. And he looks up, and it's the Minecraft kid. And the Minecraft kid is like sweating and like freaking out a little bit. And John is like really like startled by this, because like your friend just came up to you and is like, you're awoken by your friend shaking you, like something is wrong. And the Minecraft kid, John, is just like, oh my God, like what's up? And the Minecraft kid's like, dude, I told you it was real. And at this point, like John's like, dude, what are you talking about, man? Like, what are you saying? And the Minecraft kid's like, dude, just come with me, come look. And at this point, like, John's terrified. He has no idea what he's about to show him. And the Minecraft kid brings him out to his hallway and points towards, like, a door, or, like, a door to a room. And there's, like, yellow light coming out of it. And one of the things you need to know is, in the back rooms, it's kind of like that kind of dingy yellow corporate lighting from the 80s. And it just, like, isn't a good lighting job. But the problem is, right, that's a pretty common light. Like, that type of lighting, it's not the greatest and it doesn't look that good. Still is pretty common. That's all I gotta say. It's still pretty common lighting. So, yeah, sure enough, the Minecraft kid points at this door and is like, John, the back rooms, they're real. At this point, John is like starting to really wake up and comprehend what's happening, and he realizes that his friend is pointing at one of his rooms in his house that he probably just forgot to turn the light off, and he woke him up, terrified, right, assuming that the back rooms are real, and it's proof. And so John is like, dude, that's just, he's like, dude, that's just a room, like, it's just a room in my house. And John's like, no, it's not. Or not John, the Minecraft kid. So John's like, all right, whatever, dude. And, John goes up into the room, turns off the light, and is like, bro, it's literally just a storage closet. Like, it's nothing. And, this Minecraft kid's like, dude, I'm sorry. I thought it was, I don't know what's up with me. And John, gets, starts feeling a little compassionate for his friend. He's like, you know what, man, it's okay. You're probably just like freaking out about something. Let's just go back to the room. Let's try and be quiet just so we don't wake up the other guys. I'm going to go in my closet. I'm going to try and find a night light, just plug it in, and then we'll just all go to bed, and things will be good. And John's like, yeah, man, I'm so sorry about this. Thank you. So they go in, right? And sure enough, right, John goes to the closet, turns on the closet light, and then the Minecraft kid starts screaming, "The back rooms! No! John, don't fall for it!" At this point, the other two kids who were blissfully sleeping are just rudely awoken, and they're just like, "Oh, God, well, what's happening?" And John's like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" And then John looks at the closet, right? And he realizes, because he turned on the light to look for the night light, and he realizes that the light to the closet is the same kind of dingy yellow. And then at this point, right, the Minecraft kid's like, "John, it's a trap. Don't fall for it. You're going to fall into the back rooms. No clip out of And at this point, John turns around. He's like, "Dude, it's just the closet light." At this point, everyone's like looking up. And because they're like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And John's like, "Bro, is this what you were staring at earlier? The closet light?" And the Minecraft kid is just kind of looking at John like, I'm an idiot. Because at this point, right, the Minecraft kid, who has a very active imagination, to put it lightly, is now very much aware that, both times, and probably more embarrassingly the second time, it was just a lighting choice. It wasn't actually the back rooms, opening up to swallow them whole or anything like that. And yeah, sure enough, the Minecraft kid is just like, "Yo, bro, I'm sorry." And at this point, like, the other two guys are like, "Dude, why am I awake right now? Like, it's 12. It's literally midnight, bro. Like, why am I awake right now?" And sure enough, like, John is like, "All right, whatever." He goes in the closet, turns the light on again because he turned it off to, like, prove it's not the back rooms. And no, the Minecraft kid did not freak out a third time, even though that would be pretty funny. He finds the night light, plugs it in, and they go to sleep, and they wake up the next day, and the Minecraft kid kind of pulls John aside after they eat breakfast, which was pancakes, which are just such a good way to start the morning. He pulls him aside. He's like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. I don't know what got into me." And John's like, "Bro, don't even worry about it." Subscribe if you haven't already. Now go watch another video. There's some on screen, some in the recommended section. Go watch one. Make me very happy. Today we got a story time of a Minecraft kid who freaks out in class because he thinks Huggy Wuggy, yeah, like the big blue monster thing from that video game, is real and out to get him. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's just jump right into it. So we're going to call the subscriber Alex, and I got that name from the comment section, so leave a comment for any name you want me to use. But anyways, Alex told me the story about this time of when this Minecraft kid had basically this massive freak out in class because he thought Huggy Wuggy, as I showed you a photo earlier, that kind of like that blue monster from that video game, was actually real. And you might be thinking, "Connor, how did he even fall for this in the first place?" Well, anyways, here's part one of what happened. Part one is actually tricking the Minecraft kid into believing it. And the subscriber was not the one who ended up tricking the Minecraft kid, because that's, I don't know, that's a little bit mean. I'll be honest, it just feels like a little bit mean to me, and the subscriber also feels that way, or I'm just going to call him Alex from this point on. But there's this kid in the class, right? So there's Alex, there's the Minecraft kid, and then there's also the kind of, we're just going to call him the bully guy. He's known for being kind of mean, for like, I don't know, tricking people, pranking people, but also kind of doing it in like mean-spirited ways. And in part one of this story, essentially what happens is, right, the bully guy, he's bored one day, and he knows the Minecraft kid is kind of gullible, and he's known as the Minecraft kid because he plays a ton of Minecraft, and that's kind of his personality, which, when you're in second grade, which is what grade they were in, man, like, I don't know, it's a cool game. That's fine if that's your personality. But anyways, right, one day, the bully was kind of just like chilling in class, and he was getting bored, and he wanted to mess with someone, and he knew that the Minecraft kid was pretty gullible, and, he was like, "You know what? Let's try and convince this kid about that, Huggy Wuggy is actually like a real thing." For me, back in the day, for a little bit, I believed in this thing called like Bloody Mary. Essentially, back in my day, there was a little legend going around that if at 3 a.m., yes, before 3 a.m. became kind of a meme, if you went into your bathroom mirror at 3 a.m. with the lights off and said Bloody Mary's name 3 times, she'd appear behind the mirror and then end you. Like, it was something like that. I know that sounds really dumb, but bro, I was in second grade and I kind of believed it. So once again, right, the bully is like, "You know what? We're going to make the Minecraft kid believe that, yes, Huggy Wuggy is like a legitimate urban legend and will actually, come after him if something happens." And the bully kind of doesn't just want to scare him a little bit. He also wants to embarrass him in front of the whole class. So when the bully comes up with this idea, he feels pretty proud of himself. He feels pretty confident. He's pretty excited, you know. So he turns to both his friend, who we're going to call Ben, and also the subscriber, aka Alex, right? And Alex isn't necessarily friends with the bully. He just is like on okay grounds with him. And the bully turns to Ben and Alex and is like, hey, I have a pretty funny idea. So you see him over there, points to the Minecraft kid. I'm going to convince him that Huggy Wuggy is real. And at this point, Alex is like, like, that's fine, like, whatever, do what you want. But then the bully says, and then I'm going to do this. The bully goes on to explain to Ben and Alex that he's going to tell the Minecraft kid that Huggy Wuggy will only spawn when a teacher talks about something called the Black Death. If you don't know, that was something like the Black Plague or whatever. That was something that happened in like the 1600s or maybe earlier, I kind of forget, where there's a disease that wiped out a lot of people on the planet. And the bully knew that they were really close to covering it in history class. And he was going to explain to the Minecraft kid that across schools, across the country, right, that talking about like, the Black Plague or the Black Death or whatever was banned because the teachers knew it would spawn like Huggy Wuggy, this evil creature, whatever, which sounds ridiculous, but man, they were in second grade. And essentially, the bully was going to, show him, try and convince him of, Huggy Wuggy's existence, and then tell him if the teacher, says anything about the Black Death or the Black Plague, he will spawn and, end us all or whatever, knowing very well that the teacher was about to hop onto a unit about, the Black Plague, and most likely, the Minecraft kid would have had a massive freak out in class. So Ben, the bully's friend, was like, ha ha ha, that's so funny, whatever, but Alex, the subscriber, was like, all right, man, I don't know, that sounds a little mean, but, do what you want to do. And, Alex kind of goes back to, living his life or whatever. But, he is close enough to, both the Minecraft kid and, Ben, or not Ben, but the bully guy, to hear what the bully says to the Minecraft kid to try and convince him. So anyways, right after that conversation, the bully goes on his phone and finds some kind of like scary video of like a clip from the video game where Huggy Wuggy like jumps out and attacks like the player, but make sure not to show that it doesn't show any part that, I don't know, shows that it's in a video game or shows that it's a YouTuber. So he goes ahead and he goes on this like downloader app. He downloads the video from YouTube and he cuts it so it's just like, the Huggy Wuggy jump scare or whatever. He's like, all right, this is my proof and I'm going to go up to the Minecraft kid and try and convince him. So anyways, right, the bully does go up to the Minecraft kid and the bully's like, man, I got something really, really important to tell you. And the Minecraft kid's like, oh, bro, what's up? Like, what's going on? He's like, hey, man, this is just like, I need to get the word out about this. It's like for the safety of others. He's like, dude, my cousin had a friend who went to this school, and in this school, they didn't get the message. And, the Minecraft kid's like, what do you mean they didn't get the message? And the bully's like, they didn't get the message not to talk about the Black Plague. And, Minecraft kid's like, oh, I don't know what that is. He's like, okay, so here's basically what happened. For some reason, right, across the country, whenever, teachers were talking about, trying to teach their kids about the Black Plague, this creature, this big blue creature would just appear and you would just end them all. And just look, and he shows them a video. He doesn't call the creature Huggy Wuggy, right? Because it's like, that's a little like, that might throw him off a little bit. The name is a little bit too cutesy. He's like, I'll leave that out. And then like, the Minecraft kid is like, oh my God. But then the Minecraft kid's like, wait a minute. Why haven't I heard about this? And, the bully, like, thinks for a second. He's like, oh, shoot. And he's like, oh, the government, they're trying to cover it up, man, because it would be mass hysteria. We'd literally have a civil war. Why would we have a civil war? I don't know. It sounded scary and hyperbolic, so might as well say that. But anyways, the bully's like, they tried to cover it up, but my cousin, he had a friend, and his friend, like, he was leaving to go to the bathroom as the big blue monster came in and ended all of his friends. He was able to escape. And, the FBI came to his house and said that he couldn't tell anyone. And, but, he needed to get the word out just in case. He said, if a teacher, right, if for some reason our teacher has not gotten the word and they start teaching us about the Black Plague, right, you have to get up and you have to stop them at all costs. I just need to let more people know. And at this point, right, the Minecraft kid's like, oh man, like, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that. And the bully just like, he puts both hands on the Minecraft kid's shoulders and looks him directly in the eyes. And he's like, just remember, if you have to take one thing away from what I'm saying, if our teacher starts talking about the Black Death, the Black Plague, whatever you want to call it. You'll know it when you hear about it. This is what's going to happen to all of us. And he reaches back into his pocket, pulls out his phone, goes into his videos, and shows him the video again. At this point, right, the Minecraft kid is completely convinced. And just remember, the Minecraft kid was already kind of gullible, plus they were all in second grade. Normally, if you did this to like some random like high schooler, yeah, it wouldn't work. But bro, the Minecraft kid, at this point, he was both terrified and convinced. So the bully walks back, the bully walks over to, back to his table, and he's kind of like smiling, and he looks over at Ben and kind of gives him like a high five or whatever. And, Alex, the subscriber's looking at this like, bro, this kid's kind of a jerk, if I'm being honest. So nothing really happens for the rest of that day, and nothing actually happens for a couple more days. But about 3 days later, they all get into class, they sit down, right? Alex, the subscriber, has more or less kind of forgotten about what has happened in the last couple days, and is just kind of like thinking about like normal things. And he's like, oh, I wonder what we're going to learn about in history today. And sure enough, the teacher goes up and he's like, all right, class, we've reached that period in history where we're going to be talking about the Black Plague. And at this point, right, as soon as Alex heard those words, everything kind of like snapped back into him and remembered exactly what the bully's plan was. And Alex looked over at the Minecraft kid, and he was able somehow to see at the angle he was able to see the Minecraft kid's face. And the Minecraft kid's face was like completely pale, like in complete shock. And the Minecraft kid was about to act. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, which if you're hearing this, you did, comment Huggy Wuggy down below. That's 2 words, by the way. I just want to see how many people made it this far into the video, as I really, really do appreciate people who watch my videos. And also, if you haven't already done so, consider subscribing. It'll make me very happy, and you'll get 0 seconds of good luck, which is a fantastic deal. Anyways, back to the video. Anyways, right, sure enough, Alex, the subscriber, is sitting there like, oh no, like the Minecraft kid, what is he gonna do? And yes, sure enough, right, the Minecraft kid, he gets up and he literally says, no! Like, he just screams out no in front of everyone. And everyone kind of just, like, goes super silent, because they're just like, why did this kid just scream out no? The teacher's face is just this look of, like, complete shock and confusion with a little bit of horror, because he's just like, oh my god, why did this kid just get up in front of everyone and scream, no! Because at this point, right, the teacher and nobody else besides the bully, Ben, and, the subscriber, Alex, have any idea about why any of this is going on. And, right, the bully and Ben are trying so hard not to laugh right now. Alex, like, looks over and takes, like, a peek and says, yeah, these kids are trying not to laugh so hard. By the way, don't worry, the bully's gonna get some karma in just a second, but it's towards the end, but he does get karma, don't worry. What goes around comes around, just as Justin Timberlake said, baby. Don't worry about it. And the teacher finally, after being kind of like shocked for a second, looks at the Minecraft kid and says, what are you talking about? And the Minecraft kid's like, no, don't talk about, the Black Plague. And the teacher's like, it's in our unit. Why do you not want it? He's like, a big blue monster. He's gonna come eat us all. And at this point, right, the class is just like, what the heck? What is going on right now, man? What is going on? And the teacher looks at the Minecraft kid and is like, come again? And the Minecraft kid's like, you don't understand. There's this creature, this big blue creature that, he's going around from school to school. And if the teachers talk about, the Black Plague, he comes and ends them all. And at this point, right, the teacher's like, Minecraft kid. He says his actual name. He's like, Minecraft kid. That is obviously not true. Also, I just said, the Black Plague. If that was true, wouldn't there be a big blue creature coming out right now? And sure enough, no, Huggy Wuggy did not appear from the ceiling and, like, FNAF-style jump scare them all. That just didn't happen. Sure enough, believe it or not, and yeah, the Minecraft kid is, like sitting there, still kind of panicked, freaking out. He's like, and then, like, the Minecraft kid is starting to realize how ridiculous of a statement he just, because he kind of did it on instinct. He was like, he was thinking about it, because for like the last 2 days, he was having like nightmares about like, you know, the big blue monster, which happened to be like Huggy Wuggy or whatever, right? And he's like, oh my, and he was freaking out about it. So the second that the teacher said like the kind of the key word that was supposed to like doom them all, he freaked out. But after he said it out loud in front of everyone, he kind of realized how dumb it was, and he kind of sat back down. He's like, sorry, teacher, I don't know what got into me. And at this point, right, the whole class starts laughing. And the subscriber, Alex, you know, he's not having it. He's like, nah, man, this Minecraft kid, he's not a bad kid. I'm not for this. And anyways, right, you know, the bully and Ben, his friend, are just laughing so hard right now. Even the teacher giggles a little bit, which fair enough, right? You know, I mean, it's kind of wild what just happened. He's like, all right, class, don't worry about a big blue monster coming out to destroy us all. I can promise you personally that will not happen. And then everyone laughs again a little bit, and then they go on to actually go into the history lesson. And, you know, sure enough, right, you know, Alex is sitting there throughout the entire class. He was thinking to himself, man, this is not right. Like, that was wrong. Like, that kid did not deserve that. So eventually, right, the class ends, and everyone gets up, and they go off to their next class. But Alex, he kind of, like, takes a little longer to pack up his stuff so that, like, naturally everyone will leave before him. And he's kind of there, he puts his stuff into the bag, and the teacher's sitting at his desk, kind of like looking at his paperwork or whatever, getting ready for his next class. And Alex, the subscriber, goes up and says, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And the teacher's like, yeah, sure. And Alex then goes on to explain everything. He kind of goes on to explain everything that I told you in this story, and the teacher is looking at him the whole time like, all right, good to know. And yeah, sure enough, right, the teacher thinks about it and is like, yeah, that was kind of mean. That was kind of mean of the bully guy. And the bully guy had a history of doing stuff like this before. Maybe, you know, if it was a kid who was like genuinely known as like a good kid and he just thought it'd be kind of funny to have a little prank or whatever, he would get away with it, maybe just with a little talk or something. But no, this kid had a history of being kind of a massive jerk. So yeah, sure enough, the teacher's like, all right, thank you for letting me know. I will handle this. Yeah, and sure enough, later that day, you know, Alex, the subscriber, is kind of walking in the hallways, and, you know, the bully isn't near him, but he hears on the loudspeaker, and it's like, says the bully's name, but he's like, can bully insert last name please come to the front office? I repeat, can bully insert last name? It's first name, last name, you know what I mean? We'll say like Ben Dover. So I'm kidding. I've seen that comment so many times. Anyways, can like, I don't know, Ben, Steve, or whatever come to the front office if that was the name of the bully. And sure enough, right, you know, the bully got a pretty big talking to. And while he didn't necessarily get suspended, apparently, he was on very, very thin ice. And if he did anything like that again, like, you know, he was going to be like in school suspension for a couple days. And also his mom got called and was told all about that, which I don't know, man. Sometimes that's the worst punishment of them all. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe and go watch another video if you're bored. Today we have a story time of a kid who thinks a Freddy Fazbear is real, in his house, and out to get him. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So we're going to call the subscriber who sent in this story, we're going to call him Dylan. And by the way, I got that name from the comment section, so leave a comment down below of any names you want me to use. And this story all started one night when Dylan was babysitting this kid in his neighborhood. So Dylan got to the house and, you know, the kid's mom, and we're just going to call the kid Ben because I use Ben for every, like, other name. It's kind of a meme on the channel at this point. Anyways, right, so the kid, aka Ben, his mom came down, like, greeted him at the door because, you know, Dylan got to the door, rang the doorbell, and, you know, Ben's mom greeted him. And she's like, oh, thank you so much for coming. I know this is kind of on short notice, but I really, really do appreciate it. All you got to do is just, like, hang out with, you know, Ben's already been fed. You don't have to give him dinner. All you got to do is just hang out with him for a couple hours. His bedtime is at 9, and afterwards, just kind of stay in the house till we get back, which is going to be around, like, 11 or so, and I really, really do appreciate this. And Dylan's like, oh, it's no problem at all. Like, you know, Ben's a great kid. Because this is like the second or third time that Dylan has babysat for Ben. Ben's mom is friends with Dylan's mom. They're not like super close, but they're friendly enough, right? So anyways, right, you know, it's kind of like a routine babysitting gig. And sure enough, Ben's mom leaves to go do whatever she's going to go ahead and do. And and it's time for Dylan to start babysitting Ben at this point. And, it's pretty normal in the very beginning. Things are kind of chilling until things start to get a little bit weird. So for some reason, I don't remember exactly what, Dylan was like, oh, want me to go get whatever. And, Ben was like, yeah, no, that sounds like a good idea. And Dylan's like, all right, well, that's probably in the basement, so I'm going to go down there. And when, Dylan says, I'm going to go down to the basement, Ben looks at him and goes, no, you can't do that. And, Dylan was really just startled by this because Dylan had gone in the basement before because that's why he knew where whatever he was trying to get was. And, this had never been an issue before. And also Ben was he wasn't necessarily a quiet kid, but he wasn't known to have random outbursts for no good reason. So, Dylan was both concerned and confused. So, Dylan turned to Ben and was like, dude, like, what's wrong? Like, is everything okay? And Ben is just looking at him like, You don't understand what's down there, man. You don't know what I've seen. And at this point, right, Dylan's just kind of looking at him like, bro, what are you talking about? Is the boogeyman down there? Is a big scary monster down there? And the kid, a.k.a. Ben, is just looking at him like, you're not going to believe me, but Freddy Fazbear is down there. And at this point, right, Dylan, he knows what Five Nights at Freddy's is. If you don't know, Freddy Fazbear is like one of the animatronic characters from this video game. Five Nights at Freddy's, very fun game. I used to really enjoy it as a kid. But anyways, right, Dylan was aware of what that game was. He was at least aware, and he was like, Ben, there's 0% chance that Freddy Fazbear is down there. And Ben looks at him like, dude, no, you don't understand. So Dylan kind of has like a smirk on his face, and he looks at Ben and he's like, all right, you want to make a bet? I'm going to go down there, and I bet you like a firm high five, right, that I will find 0 animatronics. I won't find Freddy Fazbear. I won't find Chica. I won't find any of those guys down there. I bet you a whole high five that, I'll find no one down there. And, look, obviously Dylan was just trying to calm Ben's nerves because he felt bad. Ben was 9 or something, so active imagination, if you like to say the least. And Ben was looking at him all kind of scared because he was worried for Dylan, man. He was afraid he was going to go down there. It was going to be the bite of 87 all over again. He can't be having that. And so Ben's like, dude, I don't want you to risk anything. And Dylan looks at him like, Ben, I promise you, I am risking nothing by going into the basement. And so Ben looks at him, because Ben kind of wants him to check anyways. He's like, all right, man, as long as you know what the risks are. So sure enough, right, Dylan opens up, the door to the basement, turns on the lights, starts walking down there, and he's in the middle of yelling up to Ben saying, hey, Ben, I can't see anything so far. As I said, Freddy Fazbear isn't and as he's finishing that sentence, he hears a scream from Ben. Ben upstairs is like, ah! At this point, right, Dylan genuinely thinks that something terrible has happened. So Dylan runs up, assuming that there's a robber or something. He's like, Ben, what's wrong? And he goes up there, and no one's there. Ben is gone. So at this point, right, Dylan's kind of scared because Ben just screamed and then disappeared. And he's kind of thinking in his head, did someone break into the house and capture him? And he's thinking, no, that can't be. That's too fast. I was just down here for a minute. And as soon as Ben screamed, within 20 seconds, Dylan was all the way upstairs and he didn't see anyone. So Dylan's looking around. He's like, oh my God, what could have happened? And he looks at the kitchen door because the basement was right above the kitchen. And in the kitchen, there's a door that led outside. And he turned around to the kitchen door. And sure enough, the kitchen door was wide open. He's like, shoot. So he runs out there and he's like, Ben, where are you? And so he's kind of he goes outside, he's looking around, and he hears another faint, ah! He's like, okay, shoot, Ben, are you okay, Ben? And he starts yelling out for Ben, and Dylan is just kind of running in the direction that he heard Ben faintly scream. He's just oh my God, he's thinking the worst right now. Dylan is legitimately thinking, all right, was he captured? Was what happened? Why? Why me? I'm just trying to babysit this kid as a favor to my mom's friend on a Friday night. I'm not trying to chase down some kind of like burglar or kidnapper or something. That's just not what I'm trying to do today. You know what I mean? I'm just not trying to do that. And anyways, right, he starts like running down the street in the direction of Ben, and he hears Ben yell again, ah, kind of very faintly in the distance. He's like, Ben, I'm coming for you. At this point, right, Dylan is basically breaking out into a full sprint. And like, thank God, like Dylan is like a track athlete, because the average person babysitting him probably would not have been able to sustain a full-on sprint for that long, or would have been able to at least catch up with, Ben at this point. And, yeah, eventually, right, Miles is, like, running around. He's like, or not Miles, sorry, my bad. Dylan's like, oh, my God, like, Ben, where's Ben? Where's this kid? Where'd he go? And then eventually, right, he sees Ben. He's like, Ben. And Ben is, like, several, like, miles away from, or probably about, like, a mile away from the house. He's, like, kind of, like, cuddled up, kind of, like, crouched up, fetus position, whatever, in, like, some random dude's yard. He's like, Ben, what happened? And Ben was kind of just all curled up, and, at this point, Dylan was like, Ben, what happened? Like, are you okay? And Ben looks up at him, and he explains why he ran away. Real quick, comment Freddy down below if you made it this far into the video. I'll be trying to dish out some hearts to people who comment Freddy down below as a way to say thank you. I can't get to them all, so maybe comment Freddy 2 or 3 times if you want a better shot of getting a heart. And anyways, back to the story. Anyways, right, Ben says, through like kind of like tears and kind of choking up a little bit, he's like, I know you're not going to believe me, but I actually saw Freddy. I saw Freddy. He was in the house. He was looking right at me. I'm sorry, Dylan. Like, I had to run. And at this point, Dylan is like, in his head, he's like, dude, you cannot be serious, bro. I thought you were like captured. I thought someone came for you. I thought you were in serious danger. But Dylan didn't want to be mean to this kid. He obviously looked distraught. Like, Ben was pretty clearly not pulling a prank on him, not pulling a fast one. He genuinely thought this big, scary, like, monster animatronic was in the house after him, and he kind of felt a little bad. But he did say, Dylan was like to Ben, he's like, Ben, you can't just be doing that. Like, I legitimately thought you got kidnapped. And Ben's like, dude, I know, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean for any of this, but I really saw him. So, Dylan sits there, kind of thinks about it for a second. He's like, Ben, we're going to go back to the house, and we're going to go through the entire house, you and me. We're not going to separate again. It's going to be you and me, and we're going to go through every square inch of the house, and I'm going to prove it to you that it's just in your imagination so that you can feel safe. Dylan's a good guy, right? Bro, a lot of people would be very mad. They would be mad at Ben. Like, they would just be like, I'm done with this kid. But Dylan, he's a stand-up guy. He's a good kid, right? Because he went out of his way to just, make sure that Ben was feeling safe. So, they walk back, and eventually they get back to the house. And Ben is just, like, looking at the door, like, all, like, nervous and scared or whatever. And, Dylan's like, don't worry about it, man. Come on in. And they walk into the house, and someone's actually sitting at the front table. And Dylan's like, hey, like, hello? And a guy turns around, and Dylan recognizes him as Ben's older brother. And Dylan's like, oh, man, I didn't know you were going to be here. And, Ben's older brother, who's like, I'd say, like, he's probably 12 at this point when, Ben is 9. Ben's older brother's like, yeah, sorry, I was upstairs playing video games earlier. Like, sorry I didn't come down earlier. And, Dylan was like, all right, that's fine. That's okay. Like, just know I'm here till, your parents come back, and I'll be putting you to bed, and, whatever, right? Ben's older brother's like, all right, like, sorry I didn't say anything earlier. Dylan didn't think much of it until, they went upstairs, and Dylan saw what Ben saw. When Dylan and Ben were going around, like, scavenging, like, every square inch of the house to make sure that Freddy Fazbear wasn't actually in there, right, they eventually got to Ben and Ben's older brother's room, and they went around, and Ben was like, because they went in there, Dylan's like, all right, no one's in here, and Ben's like, check the closet, because, like, the monsters always hide in the closet, man. That's just, like, that's a simple fact we all know. So, but, Dylan's like, all right, fine, whatever. Dylan opens up the closet, and is taken aback because what he sees in there is like a papier-mâché Freddy Fazbear costume. At first, he jumps a little bit because it low-key looks like the real deal. And even though he knew for a fact that, Freddy Fazbear is not actually real, right? He doesn't actually exist. He jumped for a sec because that was the last thing he was expecting to see when he opened that up. He's like, geez, like, what's this? Whatever. He goes in and he kind of like, he looks in the closet and Ben's like, is there anything in there? And, Dylan's like, nope, nothing's in there. But he kind of like, Dylan goes in and like kind of like looks at the costume and realizes that it's a costume in the closet that Ben's older brother uses. And then he realizes, and he's like, wait a minute, Ben, what did you exactly see? And Ben like started to get nervous again and tear up a little bit. He's like, I saw this big Freddy. He was standing in the staircase and he was just looking at me. And at this point, Dylan was like, Dylan put 2 and 2 together and realized that Ben's older brother was playing a prank on Ben. And almost got him in a lot of danger, to be honest. So, sure enough, eventually time goes by, and it's time for them to it's time for Dylan to put them to bed. And they go to bed. Dylan's just kind of sitting there waiting for Ben's mom to return. And when Ben's mom returns, Dylan explains what happens, and then also explains what he found in Dylan's older brother's closet. And let's just say that Dylan's older brother got quite a talking to. Subscribe if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, and then click on one of the 4 videos on screen right now to support the channel. Peace.